Well, let's welcome you to our Abuja studio this morning. My name is Nnaji. I apologize, I wasn't with you on Monday and Tuesday. When you see what's more important than the yams, you sell the barn. But something else has happened in the past few days. The fury of national debate, national anger, consternation with our Minister of Science and Technology, Nnaji. Now remember that a national newspaper had done a profiling of ministers under the Tinubu administration, and he was adjudged to be a sleeping minister, person who had not done anything substantial to justify being a minister. Now, worse than that, what began as whispers has now dovetailed into a full-blown national embarrassment. Just yesterday, Tuesday, the gentleman minister threw in the towel and resigned. Why did he resign? That's the issue we're discussing this morning. Why did Minister Nnaji resign? What are the issues that drove him away from Tinubu's cabinet? What are the reactions trailing this exit? And I have with me here Dr. Ben Nwoye. Dr. Ben Nwoye is former chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Enugu State. Nwoye, you're welcome to our morning show.
Good morning. And thank you for having me.
I'm seeing your visage this morning doesn't look quite exciting. I'm quite excited. Are you worried?
No, I'm not. Actually, I've not had enough sleep. People like you have been calling me all night for my views and my thoughts. I am not worried. I'm happy. As a Nigerian, I'm happy. I'm proud to be a Nigerian. I am proud to be an Igbo man. I'm proud to be an Enugu citizen, because at the end, the truth, even when buried, has self-exhumed. This is the truth, but we are not there yet, because in the resignation which you talked about, Mr. Nnaji did not admit. He blamed everybody but himself. He went into self-pity. He idolized himself. He talked about things he could have done and things he needed to do. He said, he still maintained that all these things are falsehood. He has not admitted what has happened. And that's why I still say that this is just the beginning of what needs to happen. Resignation is not equal to being held accountable. The man has to be held accountable for what he has done. And the man also is entitled, by the way, in our own system, the rule of law requires that he is indeed innocent until proven guilty. But we can't establish his innocence by you and I talking here. And we can't also establish his guilt by this morning meeting. So as the political analysts and the lawyers who have gone to different shows and come up with different things about pulling papers here and there, those things have to be brought to court. The man who has been alleged to have forged paper, they must charge him. So it is incumbent upon the Nigerian security system, in this case, the DSS that did the vetting, the Nigerian police, who also participated in the vetting, and of course, the Nigerian Senate. Nigerian Senate by now, I mean, they just resumed. They are the ones that consumed the alleged counterfeits. So the counterfeit were provided to them, and it's an allegation, by the way, because again, the man is innocent until proven guilty. Now, the man also testified under oath before the Nigerian Senate. And if those testimony is now being looked at as being falsehood, we are talking about perjury, that he perjured himself before the Nigerian Senate. Then, in that case, it's not just passing the paper. He passed 109 documents that have been copies of documents that have been said now to be false document, counterfeit document. It is not enough for you and I to sit here and talk about it. It is just information dissemination, and perhaps to some people it's entertainment. For me, it is not entertainment, because we have children, we have kids that are in school all over the country. Any state where he hails from and where I am from, we have well over 30 institutions of higher learning, and people are there. We have kids there learning how to become somebody. So what are we teaching them? If we now have a minister of innovation, science and technology who has been accused, I maintain accused, not found guilty, but the burden still on the security system, on the both the NYSC and the University of Nigeria Nsukka to advance this matter. They must report this matter through the proper channel, through the security system, and make allegation of forgery. They can't just sit there and say, oh yeah, we have responded to the FOIA request. That was a FOIA request, and our duty is done. No, their duty just began. Now that you have found that somebody has carried your document, which is falsehood, and has used it all over the place, and the name of University of Nigeria, their character is also
solid in this matter.
Exactly. So for them to put themselves out, the same thing with the NYSC. They need to go to the police, lay a criminal complaint against Mr. Nnaji, and inform them that these documents that is being bandied around did not emanate from us, and it is indeed a forgery. So they can go through the process. I saw the document, things written by the investigative journalists. I commend them immensely for taking their time. I know it costs money. It doesn't come free for the type of work they did. But again, that is just evidentiary. We can't say it is the truth. It is only a judge that can come with it, the judge of fact, and it has to be before a court of competent jurisdiction. Even if the man is charged, it doesn't make him guilty, it just makes him an accused person. So if we just leave it that he has resigned and therefore he goes away, then we have failed the Nigerian children. We have failed the youth. We have failed the Nigerian people. We must go the extra miles. And I know, and I'm sure that the opposition party will be going to marketplaces with the resignation that he has resigned. Of course, at this moment, at this particular time, Mr. Nnaji is innocent of whatever accusation upon him until he's given opportunity in a court of law where he will now vindicate himself. He's not required to say anything, but he's saying something in his resignation later.
Okay, Dr. Moye, I think we need to also place on the table before the public what information is available. And most of it will come from you, because, you know, off camera, I said you were the chairman of APC in Enugu State, and I don't want to distract you. And therefore, Uche Nnaji is a product of your party and yourself. Do you detach yourself from that?
Of course, I detach myself from it partially. I was a chairman until sometime in 2021, when Uche Nnaji and Juan Barisu Gabala, with the help of a strong man of the southeast, they came in and drove everybody out. I registered Uche Nnaji in my community, in my country home. We had done registration, and he came there. He said he wanted to become the governor of Enugu State. I personally registered him because, again, I advertised. I don't recall that APC was not a popular party then. So some people were coming, joining the party in hiding. Uche Nnaji was among those who came in hiding. I even advertised and said, if you want me to register you at night time, I can do that. But this is a party that will win the election. This is a party to be in. So he came to my home.
At night?
In the morning, but he came at very early hour of the morning. Around 7 a.m. he was in my home with some of his aides, and he claimed he was going to Imo State for business. He wanted to do it and go. Now, when I asked him to show me his, to identify to me his word, because it is by word.
Yes.
If he couldn't identify his word, I asked for his particular village, and I told him, it's at Lugo 3. Then I asked him for his polling unit. He said he doesn't vote there. He was voting somewhere in the north. So I had to pull out a document. It is in the ward and it is by ward unit. I pulled out one of the registration booklets and I registered and I tore a card and gave to him, which he gave to one of his aides that was there. So at the end of the day, when he now came back, they came back without a congress, without any congress, with help of some individuals who...
Let us be name specific. Because somebody leads the APC in the southeast, and therefore you're accountable to that person.
Well, I'm only accountable to God. What I can tell you is that a strong man, and everybody, even you know the strong man, a strong man in the southeast...
The public will not know.
The public will know. They should go and ask who is the strong man in the southeast. It's not important. What is important is why we're here today. The strong man had imposed an individual onto Enugu State. And today we have found out what has happened. They have collapsed like a deck of cards. Everything has collapsed. But I repeat, it is not enough. This man was paid. He was receiving salary as a minister for the past almost 3 years, 2 years plus. So just resigning and going home is not enough. He has entered into multiple layers of contracts as a minister. He has facilitated the appointment of certain individuals as a minister. And then he resigned, claiming that it is his political opponent, telling certain people that I'm the one pursuing him. I have no business with this man. But I have the business with Nigerian people. And I have no business with the youths who are in school, who are struggling to become something. When we tell them that hard work pays, in school, the biggest crime you can commit, aside from murder, you know it, is plagiarism. It's the highest form of academic theft. And that is why someone say that the innovation that this man had done is graduating now, serving before graduating and serving for 13 months instead of 12 months and obtaining a degree even when he's applying to retake examination. Okay, and having someone who was not at seat as director of NYSC signing his certificate of discharge, and they're going to Jos and serving in 2 different places where his name is nowhere to be found. If this is not innovation, I don't know what else is. But it is incumbent upon us to hold this man accountable. It is not politics. Okay, so you hear people saying, oh, okay, APC. Okay, this man, recall, in 1999, this same man ran for Senate, Enugu East Senatorial District, where I'm from. This same Nnaji, the minister, and he won.
No longer minister, the former minister.
The former minister, thank you. And he won. After winning,
going to the Senate.
He became, in the history of Nigerian politics, he became the very first senator-elect who decided not to go to be sworn in. He immediately resigned. Without telling any story, he resigned. Few moments ago, before his resignation, he was going about telling people that he stepped down for distinguished Senator Jim Nwobodo. It is not true. You don't step down after winning. He resigned, and a new election was conducted. Primary was conducted before distinguished Senator Jim Nwobodo, His Excellency, won and went to Senate and represented the Enugu East Senatorial District for that period of time. And people have to go back and look at the history, trail it. So people can make noise up and down. The reality is that you can't push him to APC. He was in PDP. It's just yesterday that he turned up in APC through the strong man from Southeast. Okay, so it's not like the man just had been a progressive. It's not denying him, but it's placing it where it belongs to. And this also speaks to what is happening in our party, APC, where people work. Those who work are not compensated. People were there fighting with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. People were there in the forefront, fighting, making sure that President Muhammadu Buhari got elected. And from nowhere, a man walks in, he grabs the APC ticket, in less than 3 months, this same man was going about sponsoring all manners of defamatory materials against a working governor, claiming that he's going to be the governor of Enugu State in 2027, saying that the governor of Enugu State should remain. I'm talking about the governor Peter Mba. He should not cross over. While I am there evangelizing that the governor should come in and help us, giving his progressive agenda, giving his transformative work in Enugu State. All this we are doing.
By the way, will Governor Mba come over to APC?
I wish and I hope that he comes over to APC.
Are you looking for?
I'm still pleading with him.
Is there any sign that he will listen to you?
I am pleading with him to join us. I am still pleading with Governor Mba to come to APC.
Are you getting the sign that he will join?
Look, the fact that he has listening ears. The fact that at least he is allowing me the opportunity to plead. That is a sign.
Okay.
He's allowing me to plead. So otherwise he will say, Ben, get away. I don't want to hear you.
He's giving you
okay. The fact, of course, I'm using your platform now. Okay, I'm using your platform, and every meeting I've gone to
today, had you made a moves?
Of course, I've gone to public meetings, both where he was present, and I've asked him in person, please come over to APC.
What kind of sign did he give you when you asked him?
Well, he smiled. You know, he's not a talking type. He just smiled. The point is, he did not tell me. So I'm hopeful. When he smiled and he did not say, he did not wave me down and say good. So as a believer, I'm hopeful. Very hopeful.
Please, I want us to place certain information in the public domain. I said that earlier. Nnaji, the University of Nigeria has said, yes, you entered this university, but no, you did not graduate. 2, NYSC says, no, we cannot trace any records of your service. But those 2 statements, which are in official response, are in contradiction to what he presented, the documents he presented to the Senate. He resigned on Tuesday, and the president wished him well in his future endeavors. This morning, about 30 minutes ago, Atiku Abubakar of ADC now issued a statement which was sent to this office to the effect that what the president has done is to be complicit in protecting, in giving an open window for the escape of a man who ought to be heading to the court for prosecution. That seems to be your position.
You know, it is a different position. The Atiku Abubakar want to lay blame because by all means he wants to become the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, which he needs to wait till after 2020.
But look at the facts he's pleading.
I'm looking at the fact, but I'm saying that he has to wait till 2031. Okay, but he will keep trying. And he's a serial contestant. I am not a spokesperson for Mr. President.
That's why I say look at the facts.
Let's look at the fact. The fact is pleaded.
One, the man went to the university says he did not complete. 2, the man did not serve and said he served, NYC said he did not serve. 3, he presented those documents in the Senate under oath. 4, he has resigned instead of being caught and being prosecuted. And Atiku says, therefore, that the president is giving an open window for somebody who ought to be in jail to escape, therefore he's complicit.
No,
it's not very logical.
It's not logical. He misunderstands the concepts and the principle of constitutional democracy and the principles of rule of law. One of the fundamentals of rule of law is fair hearing. Just accusation. Remember, everything you've lined out, accusation.
That's it.
Yeah, also, let's agree with that the man is innocent. So the Mr. President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is indeed a Democrat. He's allowing the law to play out. He's not in judiciary.
Atiku says
hold on. And nobody's stopping that. What we are saying is that Atiku wants President Tinubu to become chief Chief Judge Justice Tinubu. He is not. He is a president. We are dealing with a presidential system. He has accepted the resignation. Nnaji is innocent until proven guilty. There is no charge. All these are allegations. And all these allegations, I just told you, I've walked you through it. I've walked you through the steps that the University of Nigeria in Nsukka needs to bring a charge against Nnaji.
Can I ask you as a lawyer?
Yes.
If Nnaji was not Tinubu's servant, was he not accountable? Was he not a Tinubu, as it were, employee? And if your employee commits a crime, are you not the person to take him to the law?
No, it's not true. You're misrepresenting.
Please help me.
You're misrepresenting. I just told you before.
Please help me.
You know, he's not the one who's accused Nnaji. They say he who accused must prove. He's not the one. The person or the people accusing Nnaji is number one, the University of Nigeria in Nsukka, who in response to a FOIA request, because the FOIA request came with a copy of the alleged fake certificate, the counterfeit. So they have seen that somebody has counterfeited their document. I run a corporation where we actually issue a safety training firm for the oil and gas industry. Sometimes people counterfeit our document, and guess what? If there's inquiry from any of the people in the rig that said this document that they're using to cross over to the rig, did you issue it? Once we see it, we actually make police reports. We seek prosecution. So far, I've prosecuted 15 persons who tried to go to use a false document.
Right. Just the way the media has told the president, yes, your servant has fake documents.
No, he's not the one that issued it. You're misinterpreting the law and the fact, and that is dangerous. If the media decide on misconception and mispresentation of material fact, you deceive the people. Who issued the fake certificate is Nnaji that knows who issued it. Who carried the fake certificate, alleged fake certificate, is Nnaji that carried it. But people who had the original certificate is the NYSC and University of Nigeria in Nsukka. Now that they see that people are forging their certificate and they have identified the individual that's the forger or the faker, the burden is on them to say, now that we know, especially the man is insisting that he got a certificate. The man even went to civil court making demands against the university. He was so audacious and so brilliant in it, okay, and so brazenly did these allegations against the university.
Yeah, but he was also honest. In his affidavit, he said he had not been issued.
He was not honest. It's not correct. He was not honest. He was self-contradictory. So you can interpret it as honesty. He had never been honest in all those. If you just oppose it, here he was in the Senate saying, "Here's my document. I received this document." Then he went to the court. Now this is the legislature, the lawmakers. He said, "Here's my certificate. I received it." And they looked at it and said, "Oh, good, you're a minister." Then now he went to the judiciary. Let's face it. He went to the judiciary. After he has joined the executive, he ran to the judiciary. He said, "Help me. I have not been issued. Help me get, please, Judge, help me get the University of Nigeria to issue me a certificate." So we have to be very, very clear that he used, according to the allegation, he used a phony document and got himself into executive. While he's in executive, he ran to court, to the judiciary. He used the phony document to clear himself before the legislature. And they cleared him, he ran into the executive, became part of the executive. Knowing that his ground is not so tight, not so solid, he now went to the judiciary and said, "Mr. Judge, your honor, please, ask these people to issue me a certificate." You can't call that honesty. You can't call it. What you can see is almost admission against self-interest. That's occurred. But you and I can't sit here as judge. I am just giving my opinion.
Now, let me come to the realm of politics, because your time is spent. Let me come to the realm of politics. This is a very big slur on the image and credibility of APC in Enugu State. because APC in Enugu State, whether a strong man imposed him on you or not, you produced Nnaji. And therefore, the credibility of the party in Enugu State is in question. Because you produce people who are alleged to be forging certificates, to have forged certificates.
I think you are placing, you want to call the dog a bad name in order to kill
No, I'm just calling the dog, it's named Bingo.
No, it's a bad name. The name is not Bingo here, because in the case of former Minister Nnaji, APC Enugu State did not produce him. He bulldozed himself his way with the help of the strong man of the Southeast into APC. And guess what? He encouraged the sacking of myself. They announced that I've been sacked from APC Enugu State, I've been expelled, that distinguished Senator Kenamani had been expelled, that Right Honorable Eugene Odo expelled, and many others, including the former Minister Unyama, had been expelled. The former Governor Sullivan Chime had been expelled. Former Commissioner John Mamel had been expelled. Former SA to the Minister Flavor Eze had been expelled. So if these people were together, they knew they wanted to. The strong man from Southeast knew that if we were there, we will not allow this man to become what he is. The national and international embarrassment that he had become will not have occurred. So what they did was, let's do a clearing house. They named people different names, carried false information, took it to the national secretariat. Even when we went to the then national chairman, Abdullahi Adamu, he maintained willful deafness. Fortunately, eventually he left office. Then we thought that His Excellency Ganduje would do the right thing. We went back to him.
But the man must be very strong.
The strong man, I said the strong man, not Nnaji. Nnaji is not, he was working for somebody. The strong man of Southeast made sure, the same strong man of Southeast that almost blocked, if you recall, there's a letter going on that went out from the registrar's office that tend to contradict what the VC said. These are the products of the strong man from the Southeast. They controlled whatever went on. He left his own state and was controlling everywhere. He's everywhere in the Southeast. So at the end of the day,
Dr. Ben, you have this conversation is full of euphemisms. Call a spade.
If these men had been there, if Sullivan Chima had been there, if Senator Nnamani had been there, if Geoffrey had been there, Eugene Odo, my humble self had been there, this would not have happened. But who allowed it to happen is Ganduje.
Okay, the strong man.
The strong man influenced Ganduje, influenced Abdullahi Adam, and they maintain willful blindness and willful deafness. What are we supposed to do? Now when those men are gone, we pushed back. Recall, I left the party. I announced my departure from the party when I said there's no rule of law and I can't be part of it. Now we've continued the movement. I'm back to the party and I'm evangelizing. I'm telling people to come back so we can support His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his renewed hope agenda. Things are being stabilized. The Naira is being stabilized. This food security is coming back. The oil production is getting better. The insecurity in the country is being
and the recruitment process is being very vibrant, including bringing Governor back to the party. Tell me that.
That is part of my evangelism. I told you, I'll keep evangelizing. And I'm involved in that political evangelism to bring everybody back so that we can deliver Tinubu, so that we can continue on the agenda, on the transformative agenda of Enugu State. Thank you.
Great. Dr. Ben, you know that I'm trying to have a fair deal with you. You said that you wouldn't stay beyond 10:30, and I do not want you to crash your other very critical assignments. But in fact, you are supposed to be my guest to 11 o'clock. But I must allow you to run. I'm very thankful for sharing yourself and sharing your time with us this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, the happenings in Enugu State, will I say that? Or is it the Nnaji challenge? Remember everything my guest said this morning. He said, the man is innocent. He's committed no crime yet until a court of competent jurisdiction says he's guilty. All we have done is what is in the public domain. Public domain, that the man, the University of Nigeria says, did not graduate from our school. That is not from us, that's from University of Nigeria. NYSC says he did not do national service anywhere we can find our records. That's not from us, that's from the National Youth Service Corps. Nnaji himself has gone to court and said, ask Enugu State, ask University of Nigeria not to tamper with my academic records. I have not been issued my certificate. That's not from us, that's from him. On Tuesday, he resigned and cited so many people, so many authorities, so many interests in conspiracy against him, and he wants to keep his sanity. And the president has wished him well in his future endeavor. Now the party says, the party APC in Enugu says it's rebuilding, it's evangelizing, and take something away this morning. The evangelism has got to Governor Mba, and he could become a convert. I didn't say that. What I can say this morning is, let's thank our guests for coming, and please enjoy the rest of the day, and good morning.